Hello, this is Kristen Leo, and this will be my internship presentation as a summary of my coursework and a little bit more about myself. My undergraduate work was completed at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, and I received a degree in consumer economics. However, I did start off in engineering, and I do believe that logistical thinking has taken me through my years of work experience at Staples corporate headquarters in a number of different departments, as well as helped me through my endurance training and racing as a triathlete, through managing a household and children with being a wife and mother, as well as negotiating my work time with the Worcester Public Schools. And then, of course, as to round myself out, I also volunteer for the Pan Mass Challenge. I've done a number of rides for them. The volunteer ride is 80 some odd miles on the Sunday of the first weekend in August. And then I run a water stop for them as well, servicing, 3,000 riders. And most recently, the Tantasco Regional School Committee was looking for another member representative from the town of Sturbridge, so I ran for and was elected 2 years ago. And I also do some work with my church and keep myself busy with all of that. And quite often when people hear that I'm working on a master's degree or have been working on a master's degree, they often wonder why. And for me, the biggest part was that working in an educational facility, you understand the true value of an education, and the majority of people that you're working with have advanced degrees. So inspired by peers and mentors and those administrators in the central office that I truly was impressed by, I finally found a graduate program that I felt complemented my work history as well as my personality. My coursework has been over 6 years, so my requirements for graduation may vary from those of my peers because I was accepted into the program for the fall of 2012. I started off with a course in statistics, being that I am a data analyst by trade. I continued through public policy and institutions, microeconomics, public management, research methods, state and local public finance, law and education, organizational behaviors in an educational setting, policy analysis, public finance and education, applied policy research, and finished up this past semester with my one elective in environmental policy and my one credit internship work. Given that I've been doing the work over 6 years, I have kind of investigated a number of different topics, from the national school lunch policy to federal minimum wage to the one project that I've really enjoyed and done the most work in, and that's the role of advanced placement in the secondary education field. And that work I've looked at through financing advanced placement in secondary education, as well as linking a student's AP experience in secondary schools to their plans for a post-secondary education. And my current set of goals is that I am waiting for a proposal response from the Association of Public Policy Analysis and Management, as my paper was submitted for consideration to be on a panel. I was working with Nick in the applied policy research, and we really dug into the data for Worcester, and will be, if selected, will be refining the data research a little bit more. However, the basic results are that each additional advanced placement class taken in high school can really impact what students do after and their goals for college. In addition to a personal goal, I would like to train for and finish a full iron distance triathlon. I don't know that I'll get to Kona, but life takes funny turns, so you really don't ever know. The picture on the right is me finishing my first half distance, so that's a 1.2 mile swim, 52 miles on the bike, and a 13-mile half marathon, 13.1 miles run at the end. And when I think about my degree, you know, having my degree is important to me. And the reason why I continued with the work was that it was for me. And quite honestly, people don't always see the work that goes into obtaining things that matter, much like training for a race. You know, it comes down to race day, and if you finish the race in 5 hours, no one sees the weeks and months of 4:30 a.m. alarm clocks going off on race day. They just see you crossing the finish line. And I know that through my public policy degree, I've really gained this desire for more and more education. And while I feel like the work I do for the Worcester Public Schools is more important than the work I did in the retail sector, I think there's still more that I can do. And I think the need is great. And I think that, you know, the training and the education is so very important. And as a result, I want to thank my husband and my boys for leaving the house when necessary. I want to thank Mark Page for walking me through the requirements, even when I had to dig them out of some old paperwork. And I want to also thank Nick, who's helping me take my research to the next level, and all of the people in the admissions office and financial aid, because I have been going through this for 6 years. So it's a kind of a big deal to be finished. Thank you very much. See you on May 12th.